Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session on accelerating adoption of SAP solutions. My name is Jesse Burnell, SAP Customer Engagement Expert, and I will be your host. Let me start by introducing you to our panelists who will share their use cases and solutions to help you accelerate user adoption of SAP. Today, we have Dirk Manuel from Dysys, a training development lead in the oil and gas industry, Sam Livingston from Johns Hopkins, a user experience architect, and Eva Zuka from SAP, Chief Knowledge Officer at SAP and Head of SAP Knowledge and Education. I would like to start today with an acknowledgement that we are living in some interesting times. And I know that has had a global impact on customers and partners and even SAP, which brings me to our panelists and their experiences on how this has impacted their businesses. Some of you are in survival mode, and some of you are trying to understand your workforce. Dirk, I would like to start with you first. As I know from working with you closely, you are in the midst of building your Enable Now content library, including guided tours, book pages, simulations, and much more. How has your learning strategy had to change due to COVID-19?
Thanks, Jesse. So I don't know that my particular strategy has changed too much, but I have found that clients are more willing to follow me down that path and more quickly. I've long been advocating for more self-paced online learning as opposed to instructor-led training, and SAP Enable Now is being a big part of that and a big enabler of it. And I've found that as we've got into these times and we're not able to do face-to-face training, and even conducting training over live sessions across the network isn't always working out too well because of the bandwidth issues. I'm finding that clients are looking to ask me what we can do to provide packaged content that their users can look at home in their own time and around their flexible schedules as well. So I think it's really the same approach that I've had before. I'm just getting there faster, and I'm managing to bring more people along with me with less argument.
Thank you, Dirk. So moving to you, Sam, I know Johns Hopkins is focused on something a little bit different. It's the user experience or UX. So knowing that you're using SAP UEM by NOAA, can you share how important that is to you understanding your user experience and why?
Yeah, sure, Jesse. The why is about making people's lives better. That is our UX mission. So if you consider the stages of UX maturity within an organization, where the final stage of maturity has UX not only influencing individual projects, but also determining the types of projects that organizations should fund. And at Hopkins, we're trying to move from, let's say, a stage 4 to a stage 8, the final. And you can only do this with lots of research and data. And this is where I think NOAA will play a big part.
Great. Thank you, Sam. So Eva, hearing from Sam and also hearing Dirk talk a little bit about what's going on for them at their companies, how has SAP responded to the global pandemic? And what is SAP going to do in the future with regards to training and user adoption?
Thanks, Jesse. So we were actually fully digital and operated a cloud-based model already. So we were able to rapidly respond to COVID-19 pandemic and initiated a number of free and special customer and partner offers to add immediate value. And here we see some examples where we converted all on-site public classroom training and customer on-site specific training to virtual training with more than 2,000 virtual courses available with SAP Live Class. We also provided more than 400 instructor live sessions in SAP Learning Hub, all in Q2. And this is the same amount as in all of 2019. So this is really huge. We provided more than 120,000 hours of free SAP Live access to support training with hands-on on SAP S/4HANA systems. And in early May, we provided more than 3,000 free certification exam attempts to Learning Hub subscribers. Additionally, we still see a strong demand for instructor-led training. be it digitally or in a classroom. So it will, with close alignment with country requirements and SAP pandemic team, we will be reopening our international training center in Walldorf mid of June with a full hybrid approach. So this means that there will be ability and possibility to attend a virtual and in-person training within the same event. So we can mix up classes and mix up participants. And for the future, we assume and anticipate that learning in a post-COVID-19 world will further move from physical towards digital learning, built on a hybrid, blended approach and even stronger focus on experience of people learning. So the hybrid approach we consider to be the new normal.
Thank you, Eva. So Dirk, hearing what Eva has to say, where do you want to go next with your training and learning strategy?
Thanks. So really, I just want to continue down the same path and maybe accelerate that. I'm hoping that we can see this crisis as kind of a catalyst for change in our training strategies broadly. Companies out of necessity have had people working from home, and I think they've become more comfortable with the idea of trusting people to work and learn at home, and more comfortable with employees' more flexible work hours as they have to juggle their work job with helping the kids with the homework or whatever else is going on with their demands at home. So I think as companies are more comfortable with that, I think we've got a real opportunity to push further towards having self-contained training courses that the employees can carry out in their own time, at their own convenience and remotely. And companies are accepting that that's effective, it's cost effective, and it absolutely does work. In building off that, I hope that we can see more of a move to providing training and help as people need it within the application, as opposed to front loading lots of training. If it's packaged up into smaller components, people can consume it as they need to and as they're learning more on the job, as opposed to training everyone up front for a couple of days. And again, I think we're seeing that this approach to learning is more effective and it can work well. So I hope to see more clients going further down the same path. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Dirk. So Sam, again, knowing that you're focused on user experience, why was SAP UEM by NOAA such an important investment for you? And where are you going next with the solution?
Right. So NOAA will help us identify individual pain points as well as broad high-level themes for Hopkins to solve. Like currently as UX practitioners, we are out in the field with users and we see many opportunities. We have UX tools and processes currently that help us deliver important information back to specific projects. So we do things, deliver user personas, journey maps, usability testing, etc. But for us, this is back to the idea of UX maturity within these big organizations and what does that mean? And we're trying to move from consulting on individual projects to defining what projects are funded in the end. And to do that, you need research, you need data, and you need analytics. I think in the end, NOAA will be a foundational part of how we do that, but there's also sort of another piece. As you move through the different stages of UX maturity within these big organizations, I think NOAA is going to help us move faster from, let's say, if there's 8 stages and we're 4 as consultants on individual projects, and we want to be at stage 8, that final stage, I think we're going to go from 4 to 8 even faster. So it's not only a foundational piece of our toolkit, but it's going to help us move from that consulting on individual projects to, we're helping define what is resource and funded. And that's an important part of NOAA, those 2 pieces. Just keep in mind, we're very early in our NOAA implementation. And, it might even be like an interesting case study to come, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months later, and like, Hopkins, what happened? What's that case study? And so maybe you'll have us back.
Great. Thank you, Sam. So Eva, as the strategic global leader for training and adoption portfolio, I know that you have talked with many global customers, and today we heard from Dirk and Sam. Can you give us some closing remarks on why learning is now so important for SAP professionals and SAP business users?
Sure, Jesse. It is our core belief and we have evidence on that one, that people make digital transformation a success. So development of digital skills is a key success factor for driving companies' transformation towards the intelligent enterprise. As companies need to keep pace with technology to innovate and compete in the market, the investment into people, skills of people, is crucial to make this transition a success. It's our goal here to make and to enable people to transform and to perform with SAP. This is relevant for both, for the SAP professional and for the SAP user. The SAP professional who learns and gets a certification, and the SAP user who learns while working within the SAP application. To drive adoption and business performance, business users need to be quickly understanding how to use the software. So SAP training and adoption solutions help customers and partners keeping the knowledge of SAP products current in this dynamic cloud environment, so they can obtain their goals as organization. And this happens even during these unprecedented times, and obviously in the new normal.
That ends our session today on accelerating adoption of SAP solutions. Thank you, Dirk and Sam, for sharing your stories with us. And thank you, Ava, for taking time to share where SAP is going and the importance of training in today's world. And thank you all for taking the time to watch today's session. I hope you enjoyed the time with us and will take a few minutes to learn more and visit us at sap.com/training-productivity. I hope to see you soon.